Good morning. It's very early, but we're ready. The great thing about being up early is it gives you time to do things and to please yourself a little bit. Now, this is a sort of follow-on. I spoke about a radio programme that was very popular in England. Scotland, I suppose. I don't know, I've never lived in Scotland. A programme called Desert Island Discs, where a presenter would interview a person in the public eye and would ask them if they were stranded on a desert island, if they were stuck on their own, what 8 pieces of music would they take with them? Now, during the programme they would talk a little bit about the life of the celebrity, and they would try to find a relevance in the music. I came up with 4 things that I would like to take, and I'm working from memory here, and memory can get a little bit shaky. Certainly I thought I would like Elgar and Nimrod. Wonderful piece of music, a piece that flows, it lifts, it's a wonderful piece. Paul Robeson. Now, Paul Robeson, for me, I never heard him obviously. I only heard him on vinyl, on long playing discs. For me, the best would have to be Deep River. And I'd thought about some piano music. Again, a piece that I've never heard it performed properly, that's to say live. But if we think about the piece of Chopin played by Władysław, and any Polish speakers amongst you, forgive me, I'm not sure I'm going to spell this right. Władysław Spielman, a fantastic pianist. What did I start with? Deary me, perhaps I need to go and check my own notes. Oh, I know what it was. Furtwängler. Furtwängler was a German conductor and sometime composer. He lived in what may be described as interesting times, and a piece that he conducted in the worst circumstances you could possibly conduct music. He conducted Beethoven's Ninth. He conducted a lot of other things, but this is the piece that says most to me. Beethoven number 9, and in particular if you've got to listen to just one movement from that, the choral movement where the choir sings the Ode to Joy. Those are 4 pieces that come very, very deep to me. I could listen to those at any time of day or night. Wonderful, wonderful music. Then someone said, what would be my back for? And I had to give that an awful lot of thought, or a lot of awful thought, whichever. I thought it would be fun to have something a little lighter than this. Now, some of you will have heard of Edith Piaf. Some of you will, some of you won't. Some of you may have seen the film that tells the story of her life, loosely speaking. And she was a singer, sometimes songwriter. She performed in some fairly rough areas. But one of the pieces that she wrote is the hymn to love. Now strangely, I wouldn't want a recording of Edith Piaf singing the hymn to love, lovely though it is. I'd actually go for the performance of this by a man called Johnny Halliday, singing with another singer called Marooned. It does help if you speak or read a little bit of French, but for me this is one of the most powerful love songs that's ever been written. That's the Edith Piaf song Hymn to Love, performed by the French rock musician Johnny Halliday. Some of you will look at Johnny Halliday and giggle. I know that because the 1950s and 60s rock stars, well, they used to wear strange tight leather clothing and they'd have their hair in rather antique style, but well worth watching. So that's number 5. What else should we have? I think probably we would look at some brass band music. I like brass bands, and I don't know, how about the Austin Motors Band? Running out of room on my board, aren't I? Plan ahead, get it right. Austin Motors Band, and what would be a good... the Aranjuez, the Rodrigo's Concerto Aranjuez. That would be rather nice, played by the Austin Motors Band. 2 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One of the great things about the internet is you can listen to fantastic music, and I think we really ought to look at something really fantastic, something that makes the hairs stand up in the back of your neck. And I think I'm going to go with Maria Callas, and I think it would want to be from Puccini's opera. Now, Puccini wrote a lot of operas, but for me it would have to be Madame Butterfly, and in English, One Fine Day. If that doesn't get the hairs on the back of your neck standing up, then you must be already dead. To finish with, I have lots of happy memories of a time when I was training, when I was learning to do things, and I spent 10 happy weeks at a training establishment, where every morning they would get us up bright and early. Every morning we would get dressed in our second best uniforms and we'd go to breakfast. And after breakfast we would go back to our barracks and we would change into our best uniforms and we'd scurry about and we would get onto the parade ground. And every morning, 5 days a week, because it was a very gentle regime, this is not the United States Marine Corps, trust me, every morning they would march us on to a piece of music that gets you alive, gets you woken up in the morning. And we would have, yeah, Sousa. And what we would march on to, and this might surprise some of you, the Washington Post March. So there we have it. That's my 8 choices for a desert island. Yeah, Washington Post March. That will get us going in the morning. That will get us up cracking coconuts or catching fish. Wonderful stuff. So there we are. That's my 8 choices for a desert island.